There you go.
Thanks, Josh.
All set?
All set.
We have a public hearing on unsafe building 23 Vinsec Lane. Would you like to speak?
So the supervisor just opened a public hearing. If anybody would like to speak, please use the raise hand or chat features. We do have somebody raising her hand. Mr. Muhammad, your microphone should be available.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we started the demolishing process. We've been working 2 days. It's not completed yet. It needs another 2 days of working. I have pictures if you want to see them.
Our building inspector informed us that you was working on it. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? Somebody want to make a motion to close the public hearing for 23 Vinsec?
So moved. Second.
We have another public hearing on unsafe building at 61 Jones Road.
John, before we start that one, Sue got kicked out. She's trying to come back in. As far as the public hearing goes, though, if anybody else would like to speak, please use the raise hand feature. Looks like Mr. Muhammad may want to speak to this as well. And also,
You're on.
Mark Mikens is coming in.
yeah. So Mark, if you want to unmute yourself.
You on, Mark?
I'm on. So 61 Jones Road has asked for a little bit more time, another 30 days, if possible. They're trying to get a loan to have the house demoed, and then they also want to get some of their things out of there.
Is that the family that's asking for the extension?
Yes.
Can we leave the public hearing open for 30 days?
Or can we table it till next month?
You can do either or both.
Like to just leave it open for another 30 days.
I'll second that.
Yeah, the family really did have much time to be able to gather their stuff out of there, and I know they have a lot of stuff they've had over the years. So I would support putting it off for 30 days.
Mark, is it safe enough for them to go in there and do it, or is there a process to that happening?
I've already spoke with them. The only safe way to go in there is to Tyvek suit up and wear a respirator. Due to the fact of the amount of bio waste that is inside the structure. As far as the structure collapsing, I think it's enough to go in and just grab stuff and get it out of there. Less weight in there.
All right, this is bringing up number 10 and 11. Vote on it then, Mark.
Sorry,
Yeah,
John, what was your, sorry, which Mark are you asking?
The two public hearings are brought up at number 10 and 11 unsafe buildings. Can we just vote on that then to extend it? Do it
Yeah,
now.
you don't need to vote to extend. You would need to vote to close the public hearing or to take action. If you just want to continue, table it and continue, you don't even need to vote. You can just do that.
Do it at 10 and 11.
That's fine.
Okay, is that what you want to do, folks?
Sure.
Yes.
Somebody want to make a motion to close the public hearing on 61?
No, don't.
Jones?
I don't
We're
think
not
you
gonna
want to do
close
that.
it.
Okay.
We're not going to close it.
All
Right.
right.
Leave that one open.
Did somebody else have a question? I thought I
Yes,
heard
we have
somebody else.
somebody else, Ms. Clothier.
Right, I thought there was another question.
Yes, no?
Yeah, hang on a second.
Needs to be brought over so she can speak.
Okay. She's coming over.
Looks like she's muted.
Ms. Clothier, if you want to go ahead and unmute yourself.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, he pretty much got all my answers that I needed. I appreciate that. We are working on getting it. We have a demolition guy we're working on with now too. Hopefully to get it all taken care of in the 30 days, at least show progress in the May. And I appreciate it very much because the house does need to come down, and I agree with you.
Thank you.
This one, all right. So thank you for the extra 30 days, and we'll keep in contact with you.
Okay.
Mary.
All right, thank you.
Look,
Just go on the regular meeting. All right, let's start the regular meeting with the pledge. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and to the republic
and
which is nation,
nation, God, and justice.
for all.
Who would you take the roll call, please?
Sure. Supervisor Lant,
Yeah.
Deputy Supervisor McCaffrey,
Here,
Councilman Bogardus.
Present.
Oh, I've got an echo here. Councilwoman Colligan,
here,
Councilman O'Connor.
Here.
Right, everybody had a chance to read our organizational resolutions 1 through 60?
Yeah.
Do you have any questions?
no questions.
Do you want to make a motion to approve everything?
I'll make the motion. We accept the organizational resolutions 1 through 60.
Have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried.
Would the town clerk please note my abstention on the resolutions related to depository institutions and banks?
Duly noted.
I need to do that as well. But I don't know what numbers.
Okay.
All right.
Before
Thank
you
you.
vote on, resolution 46 also has a wrong number in it.
Whoops.
The number $225 is supposed to be $230.
It is.
Oh, all right, I have an old version. All right, great, thanks.
Okay.
That's all carried then. Number 4, somebody want to make a motion, suspend public comment?
We're
I'll
not
make a mo-
suspending that though, right?
No, our
Eric,
open
can
comment.
Oh, sorry.
Public comment.
Yeah, I'll make the motion. We suspend public comment.
Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Has everybody had the chance to read last month's minutes? Questions, or somebody want to make a motion to approve it?
I'll move the approval of the minutes of the last meeting.
Second,
Second,
all in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Carried. Wilton Wildlife Report, you on, Margot?
She is. Let me bring her over for you.
I'm here.
How are you tonight? Happy
I'm
New Year.
Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. So should I just dive right in?
Please, please.
All right. This is I guess our last quarterly report of last year, or the first quarterly report of this year, depending on how you look at it. The report that I gave to Sue, that I think you all probably have in your packets, is actually looking at as a year end, sort of a year in review of our year. And I do want to, again, on behalf of myself, on behalf of the board of directors of Wilton Wildlife Preserve and Park and our staff, just really thank the town. You know, I know every time I come to these meetings, I'm thanking the town, but it's such an important partnership. We are so appreciative of everything that the town provides for our organization so that we can provide for the community. And so, you know, I just really want to say again to thank you. The year was challenging, and as we all, and here we are starting another year, you know, on Zoom. But even, as stressful as some things were, we really are very proud of what we were able to accomplish, the programs that we were able to provide for the community. You know, our staff was out there doing outdoor programs, leading walks, leading the programs for the community. Last winter, all of the trail grooming and snowshoe rentals and cross-country ski rentals, bringing people outdoors to be able to really enjoy the wonderful facilities at Camp Saratoga that the town offers to the community was really wonderful. We were able to work again with Gavin Park this summer, which was really terrific, along with some other summer camps in the community. Even again, as I said, with the challenges, we really feel that, you know, our end of the year numbers, working with all the different schools and community members, getting some grants to provide programs. We were really feel that it was a good year, all things considered. So we're looking forward to getting started on the 2022. We just need some snow. We're ready to go otherwise with a great winter season. We've got all kinds of programs scheduled for these coming months. Some of you who are winter sports enthusiasts probably know already that the parking lots at Camp Saratoga are busier in the winter than really at any other time. Once we have fresh snow, people are out there on the trails utilizing it. And again, thanks to Scott and all the people at the town who keep those parking lots clear and open so people can get out and get outdoors, even right after a storm. I know sometimes it's amazing how Scott gets out there and people are able to get those fresh tracks. I understand they're also working, maybe Ryan has more information about the ice getting started at Camp Saratoga. I know it's been cold, but it was warm for a long time, and I'm not sure that the ground was frozen enough or something. Was that it, Ryan? So, yeah.
Correct.
So hopefully we'll get some of that winter recreation going. Another thank you again to the town for your vote of confidence in giving us the amount of money for the annual operating grant to allow us to do those programs for the community. So I don't know if any board members have any questions about anything that was in the report, anything related to the grants, anything related to the programs, to the outdoor recreation, any of the parts of it, if you have any questions.
Good job.
Thank you, Margot.
I always say we have two gems in Wilton, Gavin Park and Wilton Wildlife. And thank you for what you do there.
Oh, well, thank you again, on behalf of the board and the staff. We could not do it without the amazing support and just encouragement that we get from working with the town. It really, makes all the difference. So thank you again.
Glad you all feel that way. Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
And number 7, maximum income sliding scale for RP-467 senior exception. You want Tina?
Josh, can you pull Tina over? Thank you.
You want Tina?
On mute.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep. You want to
All
explain
right.
that sliding scale for that senior exception?
Well,
Yep.
it's just that they increased the sliding scale. It's been years since they've adjusted it. The last adjustment came in 2005, I think it was, and they've been way low for even seniors. So they upped it somewhat, so it'll bring some more seniors into the eligibility for the senior 467, which is for low income exemption.
Oh, so me and Ray as seniors aren't getting anything.
No, probably not.
Okay, all right.
Sorry, but you can apply.
All right.
Yeah, we just want the information to go out there so that way we can hopefully grab anybody that may be eligible, because over the years we've had to deny them because their income has just missed the old mark, which was 29,500. They had to be or lower, and that's gross.
Forget it, John. You don't
Now they're
qualify.
up to,
What is
well,
it
no,
now?
I think they're up to 34.5, I think now. I don't have the schedule in front of me.
Tina, how do you communicate that? And is there a deadline?
March.
Okay.
That been put on our Facebook and website?
I know she
Alright.
said she had done some mailings, but she is muted again.
And school taxes are due in February, so they have
Sorry.
time for a little bit
School
of,
taxes are due in September.
September and February.
Yeah, the deadline is March 1st.
so it gives them some time.
So the South Glens Falls School District has reached out to seniors, and their school district does reach in the town of Wilton also. So the New York State did send us a report of possible eligible people, and we did mail out, I think, 66 mailings to the ones that may be possibly eligible. We don't know until they apply or see that letter to call. But if we put it on the Facebook, that would be great. And like I
Get a-
said,
Get in touch with Maria tomorrow sometime. We'll get that up.
okay,
Tina,
all right. Yeah,
Tina, I'm sorry. Is this for South Glens Falls only, not Saratoga Springs School District?
right. No, Saratoga Springs, they're up there along with Schuylerville. They have the same income sliding scale, which is 37.4, which is a nice higher amount. I think South Glens Falls only went to 34,005, something like that. But still, it's higher than the 29 they were at, 29.5.
Right, so just so everybody understands, the they Tina's been referring to is the South Glens Falls School District.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you, Mark, for bringing that up.
Thanks, Tina.
You all
Any other
set?
questions?
Get the word out.
Okay, yep, definitely.
All right, thank
Thank
you
you,
all.
guys. Thank
Gee.
you.
Josh, can you keep her there just in case there's any questions on the
Keep
next
it.
one?
All right.
Yep.
All
Okay,
right, number 8, the real property tax temporary suspension modification, remove requirements for exception through 125/22. You there, Tina?
yeah, I'm here.
Tell us about this, please.
This is the same executive order that passed last year. It's to keep the seniors home and safe. Instead of coming in for renewals, they can renew by mail if their income has dropped. All of the seniors have been given a letter from our office with the executive order attached. And a lot of them did call last year to assure that they wouldn't be missing the deadline. So I would imagine the same thing will happen this year. But it's just to keep the seniors safe and, you know,
Okay.
so they don't have to go out for any reason.
Anybody got any questions for Tina?
Thank you, Tina.
Thank you.
I'll be happy to make that motion.
Okay, we have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, guys. Have a great night.
All right. Number
Thanks, Tina.
9, proposed local law 1 of 2022, SUNY Adirondack Wilton PUDD. That's to set a public hearing. Mr. Carr on the air. Now, you all have a pamphlet on that.
I just, before we get started, just want to let you know I need to recuse myself for this project.
Okay.
And this is Doug Heller from the LA group.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well, doing well.
Good.
Thanks very much. So it's just going to do a brief 5-minute presentation just to kind of introduce the board to the project, if the board's okay with that.
Yep.
All right, let me share my screen here.
Hey, Doug, you may want to speak up a little bit just so we can hear you.
Oh, yep, will do. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So like I mentioned, Doug Heller from the LA Group here representing the Mountain Ledge Limited Partnership. Also here with me is Adam Britton, Steve Valenti, and Joe Mack. Also on the line is John Lapper, which Josh, I don't know if you brought John over yet.
I believe I did.
Okay, excellent. So real quickly, I know you're probably all familiar with where the project site is located. It is in the CR2 zone. And the only thing I wanted to first kind of point out is just all the kind of the existing uses surrounding the parcel itself on Route 9. So kind of starting on the north end, we have Nove as a restaurant and the split rail apartments. Moving to the south, we have a veterinary hospital, Saratoga Bridges, McGregor Office Park, which has doctor's offices, daycares, I believe even a dance studio, home of the Good Shepherd, dentist office that I go to is also to the south there. So quite a mixture of uses in the area itself. Going back to 2006, there was a project that was approved at the town planning board. It was for the McGregor Village Office Park. And what it included was 4 proposed buildings. So starting on the rear, Route 9 is on the bottom of this page. On the rear of the site, there were proposed 2 50,000 square foot 2-story buildings that were going to be offices. As we move towards the corner of Route 9 and Mountain Ledge Drive was going to be a 190-seat restaurant. And then the last building was going to be a bank with a drive-through, which the drive-through was kind of facing and parallel to Route 9. Access to the site was mainly going to be off of Mountain Ledge Drive with a restrictive right in and right out on Route 9 there. The other thing that this project did is the spring run does cut through the rear of the property. And this project with the edge of the parking kind of maintained a buffer along the spring run there. Then in 2011, a portion of the project was built, this is what you are seeing on site today, which is the SUNY Adirondack Building. SUNY Adirondack Building is a 2-story, 32,000 square foot building. It followed the 2006 approved plans with the layout. The building shape changed just very slightly, but the parking layout and parking accesses for future connections were maintained, and additionally utility stubs were brought out for the future development of this project. So the project that we're here for. Basically, what we did is we took the 2006 approved plans and made some modifications. So we went from the 4 structures to 3 structures. We took the 150,000 square foot structure in the rear, we moved it up to the front and combined it with that small proposed bank. And what that does is it gives you more of that frontage along Route 9 and pushes all the parking to the back, which is following more closely with current zoning code. The one thing we did maintain with this dash line along the back, that was the existing previously approved limits of pavement. So preserving that buffer to Spring Run there. So starting in the rear, maintaining that 50,000 square foot building in the rear. In the front, the first floor is about approximately 45,000 square foot and be proposed to be commercial. We were maintaining the drive-through and we swung it, rotated away from Route 9 to be on the side of the building there. And then on the second and third floors, we're proposing to have up to 24 apartments. With that, one distinction I want to make between this project and also other recent projects in the town, which includes Park Place and also the project right next to Minogue's, is this is not an apartment project with some commercial. It's more flipped. This is majority commercial. The reason for the 24 apartments is just to help offset the mortgage and help support future build out of this project as it's being built out. As I mentioned, we are in the CR2 zone. So with the CR2 zone, the definition in zoning mentions that the purpose is to provide a mix of commercial and residential uses and allow for multifamily and apartments through the PUD. With the PUD, there was a couple of different driving forces for us to seek PUD. One of it was indoor recreation, which is currently not allowed use under the CR2. We are looking for the indoor recreation, probably more specifically on the north end. And I'm just going to pass it on over just to have a little explanation of what we're looking for that indoor recreation.
Hi, everybody. My name is Adam Britton. I am a lifelong Saratoga Wilton resident. The foundation of this project was built on building number 3 there in the diagram. I wanted to start an indoor recreation facility. I agree that Gavin Park is a gem. However, with the winter months and indoor baseball and softball, I did a lot of research throughout COVID, and there's an immediate need for not only the winter months, but the summer months for indoor facilities to offer recreation, not just baseball and softball, but other indoor sports, soccer, field hockey, lacrosse, even pickleball nowadays is a huge, huge draw. But what we wanted to do was create that community environment as the foundation of this project. I'm heavily involved in youth sports. I'm on the Saratoga Wilton Youth Baseball Board. I have been for 10 years as a director, and I'm also the president of the Saratoga Battle basketball program. So I have that network. I have that foundation within the community relative to youth sports to know and to understand the need that a lot of these families face for a facility like this. And the facility that we're looking to bring to the community is called DBAT. It's the acronym DBAT, and that stands for Developing Beliefs, Attitudes, and Traditions. It is a multi-use facility. It is focused on baseball and softball training, but we're not going to limit ourselves. We're going to invite every entity locally, whether it's sports related, whether it's colleges. Being next to ACC is a huge benefit. What we'd like to do is offer, create that collaboration with the college to offer possibly sports management courses, EMT courses, other health and wellness opportunities within the community. And I know with some connections here with the Wilton Fire Department and some of the connections that I have with Saratoga Fire Department. I think the EMT and possibly paramedic courses with our corporate meeting room could be a huge draw. But at the end of the day, what we want to do is create a facility that offers not just the youth, but also adults, college kids, high school students to come, and even disabled kids, excuse me, kids that are less fortunate. We want to offer a facility for them to come in, be comfortable, have state-of-the-art equipment, and really just focus on that youth, family, community feel, and hopefully be able to create another gem within the community of Wilton. A lot of the residents in Wilton now, and some of my best friends, are transplants from other states, and the reason they stay here, you know, even through COVID, when some of them lost their jobs, they stay because of the school systems and because of the recreational activities. And what we want to do is offer a need based on experience that I've been involved in that can only expand on that.
And that's it for a quick, couple-minute summary of the project.
Anybody got any questions for him?
No.
How's your father doing, Adam?
He's doing well. He's
Good.
he's the typical snowbird down in Fort Myers, Florida now. And actually, this is how this project got started. I was visiting him in Fort Myers, and there was a DBAT located there, and that's how it all got started. And I visited 12 or 15 of them since. And something else I wanted to add, excuse me, being next to Saratoga Bridges, what I really want to do is focus, and I've talked to our team about it, is during off-peak hours, really focus on Saratoga Bridges and other entities and offer up our facility for let's say, the less fortunate, for the disabled, to come in and maybe get opportunities to kick a soccer ball around, or to learn, or to feel welcomed and accepted. We're totally encouraged by doing stuff like that for the community. I do stuff like that now for our basketball and baseball programs, but I just wanted to mention that before we moved on, that the community feel, the community base is what's driving this project. We're not trying to get rich off this by any means. If that happens in the long run, great. None of us are leaving our jobs for this project, but the focus on other entities that can't participate in sports and the disabled is the main focus for us as well. So I just want to mention that.
Okay, thank you, guys. Anybody any questions for him?
So the only thing that's not an allowable use is indoor recreation? Is that what it's being brought in front of us?
Yeah, so that is one of them, but we do have a list of proposed uses, which we added in some potential other ones that we felt would kind of support the surrounding area. So some of those are bowling establishments, bakeries, health services, training and instructional classrooms, government services, banks, federal, state, and local offices.
Why aren't they uses now, being on Route 9?
That's an excellent question, but in the CR2 zone, those are not listed.
Ryan?
So those are some uses that just were never added into that particular zone over the years. Uses have
So
changed.
it's an error on you.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, it's my fault. But there's a couple, just so there's a couple of uses in there that I did talk to Doug about, that we would probably remove. In particular, veterinary office with the boarding of our animals. That's something that I don't think is a good use at that particular location. And also home occupations.
So with a veterinarian across the road, it's not a good use? I'm confused.
With boarding of animals.
Oh.
So that's the That's the one. So,
Right, you don't want barking dogs all night long. I get
correct.
that.
Yep.
The one thing I noticed, I was a little confused by home occupations. If these are commercial buildings and not homes, why would home occupations be in the PUDD?
Yeah, that's one of the ones that they need to remove.
Yeah.
Yep. Home occupations and then boarding with the veterinarian. Yep, okay.
No barking dogs and apparently no people living at home.
All right, Sue, you want to set up the public hearing date?
That would be, so we'll need a motion for a referral to Saratoga County Planning Board and also the Wilton Planning Board.
All right,
I'll make a motion to make those referrals to the county and town planning boards.
have a second? All right, all in favor?
I'm
Aye.
sorry, who seconded that?
I did.
Yeah, okay.
Any
And I think
opposed?
it's a great idea and
Yep,
it'll be great for this town by the
Yep.
sounds of it.
2.
And then the public hearing, we could set the public hearing date for February 3rd at 7 o'clock.
And Ryan, do we have an environmental assessment form with the PUDD application?
Yes, we do.
Yes, there is.
Good.
All right, we had a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, great. Thank you all. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you
very much.
Number 10, unsafe building at 23 Vinsec Lane. You are still on, Mark?
Sue, I'm back.
I will bring him over.
Sue, I'm back.
Okay, thank you.
Mark on?
You should be coming over.
He's really changed a lot.
Yeah, he's changed quite a bit.
He got good looking. I can't believe it.
Hair.
Well, that's his weekend job.
Oh.
I believe that's what they call transition.
I think he knows Rand Paul down there in New York City.
Mark, unmute yourself.
Start your video.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to look at my wife?
No,
We'd rather look at her than you.
So, Insect Lane, they did start tearing that down.
All right, you're on board with it,
Yeah,
granting them their wish.
yeah, everything's underway.
Okay.
So nothing taken this month. We're just gonna keep it open.
No, on Vinsec Lane, you can actually close that public hearing out. We don't need to do anything there.
He says it's only gonna be 2 more days before he's done, I think.
Yeah, I think we did close that one. I think it was 11. We were
Yes, we
holding.
did.
So you're right, you closed the public hearing on that one, and I think what Mark is saying is that don't take any action because the demolition activity is well underway. Is that right, Mark?
That's correct.
Okay.
What, it says motion required next to it. Is that not the case? Because we don't have to act on
I
it?
think it's not the case. I think you already closed the public hearing. You've not ended the action. If for some reason the demolition is not concluded, we can revisit it with town board action. But I don't
Right.
think any town board action is required at this time, other than you've held the public hearing.
All right, so you're saying just move on to number 11, 61 Jones Road?
Yep, you can do that.
Okay.
61 Jones Road, nothing's been done, but we talked about that. We're gonna leave the public hearing open for 1 month, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna tail that.
Everybody in agreement?
You need a motion to extend for 30 days?
No.
Do not.
Just
Okay.
it left open.
So you're okay.
All right. We're all set on these two?
Yeah.
All right. Need a motion to appoint Charles Garrison from 22 to 12/31/23 Ethics Advisory Board. Somebody want to make that motion?
I'll make
I'll
the
make that-
motion, we appoint him.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Historic Preservation Board appointment, Katie Griffin Coons, 1/1/2022 to 12/31/26. I know she does a great job. I know her personally. Somebody wants to make a motion for that?
I'll make a motion to appoint Katie.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Scott Duffy would like to be reappointed to the Wilton Water and Storage, 1/1/2022 to 12/31/26.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Mr. Duffy.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Reappoint Joseph O'Brien, ZBA Chairman, 1/1/2022 to 12/31/28.
Make a motion.
I'll
Second.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Zoning Board, Jay Raffenberry, first alternate, 1/1/2022 to 12/31/23. Need a motion on that?
Make
So
a-
moved.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Wilton Planning Board, reappointment, Harold Van Eden, 1/1/2022 to 12/31/2028. Need a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve, to reappoint Mr. Van Eerden.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. David, Susie, I need help with this one.
Calfamo.
Calfamo, first alternate, 1/1/2022 to 12/31/2023. Need a
Make a motion to reappoint Mr. Catalfamo.
I'll second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Christopher Price, second alternate for Wilton Planning Board, 1/1/2022 to 12/31/2022.
I'll move the reappointment of Mr.
Motion.
Price.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried. Committee reports. First, I'd like to congratulate Councilwoman Corrigan. She was appointed to the Saratoga County IDA Board, and I know she'll make us all proud. Thank you.
Thanks, John.
Congratulations, Aaron.
Thank you.
Do we have number 17 to do yet?
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Oh.
doing.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh, I'm sorry, I thought we moved to committee
I wanted,
reports.
I wanted to congratulate.
No, Dwayne, there was an updated agenda that went out.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. The emails, we've been having a problem with emails.
All right, our liaison, Ryan Riper, Wilton Water and Sewer Authority, Wilton Wildlife Park and Reserve and Town and Trails Coordinator.
Can you handle all that, Ryan?
I'll try. My
right.
shoulders are getting weaker and weaker.
We'll get you some shoulder pads.
All those pretzels.
Well, we get the CR2 updated.
Yes, I'll make sure. I'll use.
Nancy Riley, Insurance Committee, Personnel Committee, and Safety Review Committee. Maria Moran, Personnel Committee. Councilman McCachran, Parks and Rec Department, and Deputy Supervisor. Councilman Bogardus, Court Safety Review Committee, Are You Okay? And Americans with Disabilities. Councilwoman Corrigan, Senior Center and Historian.
Colligan.
Colligan. Sorry. Councilman Ray O'Connor, Highway Department. Good job for your rating this time. Veterans Committee and Sheriff's Department.
What? Why do you say that, John? Never mind. Continue.
He can't.
Couple years ago, when I wanted Ray and Aaron work on that exit 16. I like to keep that going, the tracks and business and light industrial. And Councilman Bogardus from Cochran, this town's really changing. It's, ain't much left. So I really think it's time when now that zoning's got to be looked at. We had some problems right now before this about the Route 9, and I think you should get somebody off the planning board, zoning board, and sit down and look at that map and sit down with Ryan and see if we can make some changes for the betterment of the residents. Thank you all for a great job. My first term. Maria, you want to do the controller's report? Thank you, Mark, for keeping us out of trouble.
My pleasure. Thank you. Before Maria jumps on, Dwayne, I think you were asking about Gerard Zabala's resignation, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that,
So,
He's gonna wait a month.
okay.
Okay.
Hi, everybody.
Maria.
Want to take too much time here changing my name on the bottom of the screen, so I won't do that. So, what did I just do? Sorry, just reconfiguring myself here. Okay, so item 1 on our Part 1 2021 budget transfers is just moving money from available appropriations to other budget lines that need appropriations in order to pay additional bills. So item 1 under Part 1 is moving money from buildings, the town hall salaries to buildings, town hall contractual expenditures to help pay for utility expenses that we are anticipating to be paid in December. Item 2, 3, and 4 is moving money from our contingent accounts to pay for additional salaries in the Justice Department for item 2. Item 3 is for anticipated invoices for the background checks for new hires and for junior MBA coaches. And item 4 is moving money from the contingent account to street lighting for electric bills that we are going to receive for December. Item 5, we're just reclassifying the budget for the state's annual payment to the town for AIM related money. So it's just a reclass for the budget. We already received that money, by the way, in mid-December. Item 6, we are moving money from unused highway machinery to blacktop. And in item 7, we're also moving money from unused highway machinery for stone purchases. Item 8, we're moving money from highway machinery again to contractual expenditures for anticipated invoices that we're going to receive for December for debris removal. Item 9, we're taking money from highway machinery that hasn't been used for CDL testing. And item 10 is taking money from highway machinery to other employee benefits for increased costs for safety equipment and clothing. So items 1 through 10 are our budget transfers for 2021.
So Maria, when we're moving money from the highway, it's actually staying in the highway department, just being reallocated for, it's not that they're losing any of their budget, it's just being reallocated for other purchases, correct?
That's exactly correct. That's exactly, we cannot take money from highway and bring it to any other fund. So that is staying within highway. It's just shifting where the budget lives in highway though.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Make a motion to approve items 1 through 10.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I hear.
I can hear them.
Hear it. Sounds like Charlie Brown's teacher.
Wow, 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 wow. Okay, part 2 is our 2021 budget amendments, and we are very happy to say that we received a grant for the Veterans World War II Memorial sign that just went up. So that budget amendment is just recording an increase in budget for that.
I'll make a motion to approve section 2, item 1.
I'll second
applied
any
for the grant?
motion that- I'll second any motion that brings in new revenue.
Yes.
Opposed, carried.
Thank you. Part 3 is the 2022 budget amendments. And what we're doing for our current year budget is increasing salary for both the general fund and the highway fund by using appropriated fund balance. So the budget that we just passed for 2022 included a salary schedule for both the general fund and the highway fund. That was voted on. And subsequently, we had determined that we needed to adjust both general fund and highway fund salaries in order to bring them up to an increase. So those are the 2 items under the 2022 budget amendments.
Make a motion.
I'll second the motion.
Favor,
Aye.
Aye.
opposed, carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you. I think it's a very good thing to do. It's an investment in our human capital, which is just as important as our, actual equipment, machinery, and so forth. So it's important to keep, retain, and, show the employees that we are happy and keep them happy. So, all right, the last item is for personnel, item 4. So item number 1 under that part is that Highway Superintendent Michael Monroe requests that the board ratify the decision to hire Patrick Grogan as MEO. So originally his effective start date would have been January 4th, but it was pushed back to January 11th. He is starting at the step 1 salary, which is $23.16. The MEO position was created because when Mike accepted the position as an elected official, he left his working supervisor title. That title will not be filled. So that title is gone in terms of it's not going to be filled with somebody else. There's no backfilling on that. So Mike said, in lieu of filling a working supervisor title, I'd like to hire an additional MEO. So that's what this did. So that's item 1. And in item 2, the following personnel have requested to attend the Northern Adirondack Code Enforcement Conference in Lake Placid from February 27th through March 3rd. Mark Mikens, John Herlihy, Marcus Hart, and Scott Harrington. And since the trip requires overnight travel, board approval is needed.
Sounds like trouble to me.
I'll make a motion to approve all them lines.
A second,
I'll second.
favor,
Aye.
any opposed?
Leave it off. You want it? Okay. So there's an additional item that's not on this report right now. There is a truck in the highway department for Kirk Woodcock. His truck is not going to be needed. So Mike Monroe would like to sell that truck on Auctions International.
Make a motion to give Mike authorization to sell it on Auctions International.
Second,
Didn't we discuss transferring that truck to another department?
yes, I talked to everybody. It's not for, it's.
Nobody wants it.
Well, I can figure
He
that
didn't,
out.
he didn't buy the 2,500, remember?
Yeah,
Right,
I
it was a
know.
mistake, it was a mistake to buy it.
Yep, it was.
It won't serve anybody for their needs, so I recommend you sell it.
Okay, good.
And we might get more this year than we did when we got, cars are up right now.
We might get, we might get what we paid for.
Right.
Who seconded the motion?
I did. Ray.
Thank you, Ray.
All in favor of that, right?
Aye.
Any opposed? Carried.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Have a
Anybody got
happy new
anything
year.
else? Anybody got anything else?
Stay healthy.
Yeah, everybody else too. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Motion to
Somebody want to
adjourn?
make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make.
Thanks
motion.
again, Mark, Mr. Shackner, for what you do here and what you do on the planning board.
My pleasure. Thank you all.
Much
Hey,
appreciated.
can I just jump in with a quick question for Mark? We're working on a number of open space projects, one of which includes the WIT property related to his plan unit development. He's going to be giving a temporary easement for a trail and parking area to Saratoga Plan. Saratoga Plan has inquired as to whether our highway department can plow the parking area during the winter. So at this stage, the land would be owned by John Witt. The easement would go to Saratoga Plan. And I spoke with the highway superintendent who said, they go up to that stretch of wooded road to plow anyway. He said they would be glad to do it as long as council, if council has some conditions upon which they could go onto this private land with a not-for-profit's easement on it to plow it.
Is this before there will be public access or after there will be public access?
After public access is granted.
If it's after public access and the town board wants to do this, we could prepare an agreement with appropriate protection where we would not be uncomfortable. It's not something we would ever affirmatively recommend because it is plowing on private property. But if it's something the town board wants to do, we could put together an agreement that provides as much protection as we can have in that situation. And
Okay.
only if there is public access.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not even sure if this is going to get done this winter, but all right.
Don't we have that special contract with the fire departments? With the towns plowing them out? Like
I don't know the answer to that, but that is often the case.
Right.
That's a nonprofit organization too, right?
Right, and that's why I think that's why John McCaffrey's saying it. There's some similarity.
Right,
Yeah.
so I think the fire departments pay the town to plow.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Yeah.
So point being, Saratoga Plan could be asked to pay the town.
They should.
Perhaps some de minimis amount.
Or that's what I'm suggesting. The point
Right.
could be that John McCaffrey's
Minimal,
making.
but.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Thank you.
So we got a motion to adjourn, and Dwayne, get better. Do you want to talk to Mark, Dwayne, about your case?
No.
Did we
Yeah,
have a
motion.
second for that adjournment?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Adjourned. Everybody have a good night.